tonight we're going to have Southeastern Paranormal Investigations. They're out of Ocala, Florida. Real good friends of ours. We've done a few investigations, hide and seek, and then together. They're a great team. They've done many pretty neat things. They even got to do an investigation with taps before. So you're really going to enjoy them. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce Southeastern Paranormal Investigations. Hi, Josh. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
No, you're welcome. I know that I wrote a little bit of a bio in the promo that we did for you and stuff, and I would like for you to kind of introduce yourself to our audience and tell them kind of why are you a paranormal investigator?
I've always had an interest in the paranormal since I was very young. It kind of runs in my family. My entire family has always been able to hear things and see things. And when I was 19, I was helping renovate a theater here in Ocala that was built in 1941. And I actually had heard stories about the original projectionist who passed away in the building. And people had said that they had seen him and everything. Well, it was me and one other gentleman in the theater, and we were bolting in new seats upstairs. And there was no one else in the building. And as I walk downstairs, I see an older gentleman with gray hair walking up the other side. So I thought to myself, okay, this guy is not supposed to be here. And I proceeded to follow him. And I went up the stairs following him, and he turned on a flat area of the stairs and walked through the wall. And that kind of caught me off guard. I kind of fell to the floor and just trying to take in what I had seen. And once I regained myself, I started doing research onto the building the following week, and I told the person I was there with what had happened, and he said that that's normal. Everybody sees him. It is believed to be the spirit of the projectionist. And upon research, I actually found out that where he walked into the wall, there used to be a door there, and the door was plastered over in the 70s. And at that point, I started doing a lot of research into the entire area of downtown Ocala and found out there was a lot of haunted things and haunted places, and started a small team. It was just me and a couple other people. And then we met up with another team. I became part of that team. That was Spirit. I was part of Spirit from 2005 to 2008, and then the Spirit team kind of disbanded, and I ended up meeting a friend of mine who actually is listening tonight. We started talking about the paranormal because she had invited a couple of our mutual friends to a party, and she and I were kind of in the back avoiding everyone just talking, and we formed a team which is now Southeastern Paranormal Investigations. We've been going strong for going on 8 years now, and we've done numerous investigations in Florida and Georgia, worked with Taps and SyFy's Ghost Hunters, Chip Coffey, and that's basically SEPI. That's how we got started, and we've gained members, we've lost a few members, but right now the team that we have is very strong and very, very good at what they do.
Well, I love that about you, Josh, and of course, we personally know you, both Steve and I wanted to ask you, too, not only, do we do this because of our personal experiences, but I know, when we all investigate together, we all have different abilities. Do you feel like you also have some, Josh?
It's weird because I think I do, but at the same time I think I don't. Like, I can feel things around me. I'll know things before they happen. Like, I can walk in somewhere and I'll just have a feeling as to what is there, whether it's good or bad. And what we do on investigations is, and I think you guys do the same thing, Teresa, is we try to go in with as little bit of knowledge as possible. That way our results and our feelings aren't tainted by the stories that we have heard.
Can you kind of give the listeners your background? But I want to kind of can you give an example to our listeners of maybe your most exciting investigation?
That's actually a hard one because we've had a lot of really good investigations. The most intriguing was a house here in Ocala. It's an old stone house that was built in the mid-1930s. It was abandoned. The gentleman who built it was he was a psychopath. He murdered his children in the house. His wife hung herself in the house. He was a Satanist, and a lot of activity in that house. A lot of photographs. We actually have on video an orb manifesting itself, and when it did, it was strange because when it, I guess I could say lit up. When it lit up in the middle of the room, there was a boom, almost like a sonic boom. Like you could hear the window shaking, and when it went off, you heard it again. But one of my favorite investigations though was when we did Savannah. We did Moon River Brewery in Savannah, and that was a lot of fun.
I know that at one time you did some kind of a ghost walk in Ocala.
Yes, in 2008, just after the formation of the team, Halloween rolled around, and we're like, okay, we want to do something for Halloween. So we're like, let's do a ghost tour, like in St. Augustine and New Orleans and all that. And myself and Nancy, who was the one that is listening in right now, we decided to do that, and we started doing research. And we started doing the ghost tours, supposed to be strictly for just Halloween. It was supposed to be a seasonal thing. And they were quite popular. And actually, Halloween night of 2008, I remember we had a tour of like 105 people. And at the time, we were taking donations because we didn't have to pay for anything. So it's like, you know what, we're gonna do this for entertainment purposes and to get our name out there. Well, we had such a high turnout that the city actually asked us to do it all year round. So at that point, we actually did have to start charging, but that was strictly for like permitting and stuff. And we still do it, and people love it. They find it very educational and very interesting. We do still do them. We normally get really slow right around the holiday season, then we pick back up end of January, beginning of February.
Florida doesn't get too cold, so that's nice. That's not a real long break for all of us, especially in the paranormal field. Over there in Texas, when it gets real cold, a lot of times the investigators have to sit outside while different groups go in, and it's a little bit too cold. I'm going to go ahead right now, Josh, and I'm going to bring Regina on, too, my co-host. I know we got Mary on hold, and we're going to bring her in a little bit.
Hey, Josh.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Good.
Well, I just had a few questions for you before we bring Mary on. But
okay.
they kind of, the first one is, I just kind of want to know what keeps you interested in the paranormal. I've seen so many people that get interested in their gung-ho, and they're just, all about that, and then all of a sudden they're just off the scene. They don't care anything about it anymore. But what keeps you going? What is your motivation with helping people in the paranormal?
It's a combination of many things. I really love doing this sort of thing. I do. It's something that I'm always gonna do. That, and I do like helping people and trying to get answers to the questions that they need answered. Like if someone calls with a case and it's something bad, we like to go in and we like to try to get them answers and see where we can go from there.
Okay. And then and this question kind of goes along those same lines of when you are doing investigations for people and trying to help them, how do you get the resolution for them? And if you can't help them with the situation, are there certain people that you call in to help with that?
We have various ways to do that. Like if the person wants the entity gone, we have experts. I use that word very loosely, on the team that know how to do like cleansings, and we've brought in psychic mediums who have experience in crossing spirits over, and dependent on the person's religion, we also have clergy members that we can call and have them come out and do a blessing or whatnot. And actually, we're currently in the midst of a case. We were supposed to go out last weekend, but the woman never called back, in which we may have to call a Catholic priest in to do an exorcism. And actually one of the members that can do cleansings is Mary. So Mary is very good at doing that sort of thing.
Okay. And kind of along those lines, what is your opinion on cleansing and getting rid of spirits? Do you think that it's possible to 100% get rid of a spirit?
Yes and no, because we've had experiences where we did a cleansing in a house and everything was good for a few months, and then it started back up again. I think there are instances when the spirits don't want to be crossed over, that they will go away for a little bit and then come back.
Okay. And this next one's a little different because I want to ask a number of people about this because it's been coming up a lot in conversation with a lot of people I know that are in the paranormal. But how do you feel about teams that charge for their services?
I do not approve of that because, in my opinion, like, we do it to help people. We never charge. We never have. And I don't believe that you should charge for something like that. And also, we found out that it is, in the state of Florida, it is considered a public service, and you're not actually supposed to charge for it. So.
Okay. Yeah, I believe the same thing. I just want to get other people's opinions because it's really a big thing, because I've been in a conversation where people are actually, arguing about, oh my gosh, we have to travel so far to do this, and we have to stay in a hotel, and we have to do this and that. Well, that's kind of, that goes along with anything that you do that is a hobby. Say you go to, whatever it is.
Exactly.
You travel, you have those expenses. This is, and that's just part of it. But I've been in a heated conversation about people that want to argue about why they want to charge or what, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, well, I don't, and I don't, and I won't, So, but anyway, so I just like to hear different people's opinions on that.
Yeah, like when we went to Moon River Brewery, we were called in up there to do an investigation. We had to pay for everything. Like, we had to pay for our gas, we had to pay for our hotel rooms, and it did not bother us one bit. Because that's what we do. We know that doing this, money has to be spent on getting to the places and room and board and lodging and all of that.
Right. Well, I sure enjoyed talking with you. I'm going to hand it back over to Teresa now.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, Josh, I have Gallagher. I think that's how to say his last name. He's in the chat room, and he asked me to ask you about Seven Sisters Inn and working with Pat.
Tim is actually a member of the team. That's actually kind of funny. We in 2008, I think, is when they did the episode at Seven Sisters Inn. I remember I was doing a tour, and we had heard that they were going to be there. We tried not to interfere with them. But we get there, and the Taps truck is parked like right in the front with the back window facing the road, so you can clearly see that it said Taps. And I'm doing the ghost tour, and this guy starts walking out, and I thought that we were going to get yelled at, asked to leave because they were conducting an investigation. And he comes out, and he's extremely nice, and he actually sat there and talked to the tour for a very, very long time. We stood there for a good hour and a half. And after that, they said, once you're done with the tour, why don't you guys come back and hang out with us? And we did. And it was a lot of fun.
Josh, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mute you for a minute. I'm going to bring Mary on, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and bring you both on at the same time. Is that okay?
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Hi, Mary. This is Teresa here.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing? I know that you've been waiting in there for a little while to get to talk to us here, and we just got done talking to Josh a little bit. He kind of gave us the background on it. I'd like for you to go ahead and introduce yourselves to the listeners and tell them what has made you interested in paranormal and how. did you become a member of Southeastern Paranormal Investigations?
Okay, well, I'm married. I went I was about age 6, and I lived in New Jersey, and an old brick farmhouse. It was built in 1818, so it was a very old house. I was doing my homework at the table one day, and out the corner of my eye, I see this long flowing dress. Well, I saw something white, so I turned around and I see this beautiful lady. A lady in white walked through my steps. Long story short, I asked my parents about it. I wasn't scared, nothing like that. And they told me that there was a lady, with 2 kids and a husband. The husband murdered the woman there. He went crazy, took the kids and killed them somewhere else, and then later killed himself. She was the only one that died in the house. Ever since that day, I found out that there was a den under the steps that she walked through. She walked through the steps right there. She, from what I understand, was basically the keeper of the home. I don't, after we left, there was 2 unexplained fires, and, they blamed it on us from that house and all that, but we honestly believe it was her, because we've never had a problem with her, but ever since we left it, there's been so many problems at that house. But ever since I seen her, I was just fascinated. And I, as a little kid, was doing research on the paranormal, was never scared, always wondered why I heard things, why I saw things that weren't normal, and other kids thought I was crazy. That kind of made me feel like, I wasn't crazy. I moved to Florida at the age of 19, moved back to New Jersey, and then moved back to Florida again about the age 24. Josh, while I'm working at, beautiful little Subway here in Ocala, and I, he just looked at me and he goes, there's something about you. And I said, what do you mean? And we basically both read each other, and we found out we both were into paranormal, and he just instantly, hooked me up. We and him got on the, he hooked me up with being a member of the team, made me a lead investigator. I basically showed him proof that I can see things, hear things, feel things, and my daughter the same exact way. And he was impressed by that too, but of course she's too young to be on the team. But that's basically it, really. Long, drawn out, boring story, but that's me in a nutshell.
Give your son a little bit of time. He'll be out there too. I know if your son's anything like mine started off in the command center, and now he has told me, I no longer want to do that. I want to go inside and investigate. The first investigation, we teamed up with Josh.
Like I said, since I was young, I could see spirits. I actually, every night, believe it or not, and this is going to sound kind of creepy, but something whispers to me. I can never make it out to what they say, but I do feel things around me. There's been investigations where I've actually walked in without anybody telling me what's going on. I would be one of the first ones in, kind of do a roundabout of the whole place, and, by the end of the investigation, I'll tell everybody what I felt, when I felt it, and where I felt it, and then they'll let me know if they felt the same thing. So, yes, I'm a seer, feeler, and definitely, yeah, and I'm pretty, I do the whole cleansing of the houses and all that happy stuff. But, I was listening in on what Josh was talking about. A lot of them they get very upset, as if, and I'm sure they get very upset if you try to push them out and they're not ready to go. And sometimes they come back tenfold. So sometimes it don't work, but most of the times it does. It all depends on, your tools and I guess your state of mind. That's how I feel it. But, yes, I definitely feel as if I'm a sensitive. And so is, like I said, my daughter. She's just like me. And it's creepy watching her grow up the way I did. She comes in and tells me, Mommy, I saw this, Mommy, I saw that. And, normally a parent would be like, whatever, you're saying things. But I'm one of them parents that know it's real, But, yeah, I'm definitely feel like I'm a sensitive.
I know that Josh has gotten to do a lot of different really, really fun things. Josh is a really cool person. He's got a good personality. If there was any place, Mary, let's say is your bucket list to do, what would it be?
It wouldn't be around here, I'll tell you that. but it would be it'd be Louisiana. That would be my bucket list, to go there and do anywheres around there, like the French Quarters or anything like that. That would be on my bucket list.
I'm going to go ahead and bring my co-host on.
I'm going to ask you a few of my questions that I had for you.
Okay.
One of the questions I had, kind of, since we've heard your story and stuff, I don't think the answer is going to be yes to this one, but it's, have you ever been spooked to the point that you've had to leave a location?
No, actually I haven't, but I should have. I'm not spooked very easily. I'm actually one of the stubborn type that, you know what, you're going to come for me kind of thing. Which, I mean, I don't antagonize, don't take it like that. But I'm there till the end. But there was an investigation to where I should have left, because I got all the signs, and I wound up getting an attachment. And we went, pardon my language again, went through hell to get it gone. And it still comes around every once in a while, if you know what I mean. And Josh can explain more about that. I kind of don't like talking about it too much because it kind of bothers me. But yeah, there's been plenty of times that I should have been spooked enough to leave, but I didn't, because my stubbornness kicks in.
Well, and as a person that has abilities, have you ever been on an investigation with a team or with your team where you know for certain that certain things are going on, you see certain spirits and things like that, but your teammate, your teammates or whoever's there is not in agreement with you? And how do you deal with a situation like that?
The answer to the question is yes. Quite a few times. And there's been times where it's actually caused kind of like a not so nice disagreement. Now, seeing that, I'm not mentioning any names because that's just not professional, but there was another female on the team that swore that she was right about everything, and even if, like, say, the whole team saw something different, she was basically just somebody trying to, I guess, get the limelight, but didn't know nothing, and tried to be center of attention. The way I deal with it is I'll sit back, because I'm a good believer in karma. That's me. You know what? If you don't believe what I'm saying, you know what? Take it the way you're going to take it, and whatever happens, happens. I don't like confrontation. I've had too much of it growing up, and I just don't like it. That's how I feel. I'm not going to cause an argument over something. I believe what I believe. If you don't want to believe me, basically the whole team basically will vote on it. And whatever happens, happens. And I'll take whatever the team says, whether I'm in the right or the wrong. Did that answer your question, or was I understanding you correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. I just don't think that this was going to apply to you. But has there ever been a point where you have doubted yourself with your abilities, as far as okay, I'm hearing this, I'm seeing this, but I really don't think that that's what's going on, that type of thing? Or do you always just go with the first inkling?
No, there has been times where I have doubted myself, but I think it's like that goes back to me being an empath. Like, I'll feel other people's, like on the team, I had to learn how to block it out. I would feel their doubt, and it would cause me to doubt myself, But then like I said, I learned how to get past that, and I basically don't do it anymore. But yeah, there has been times where I thought I was literally going crazy, But I was proved wrong. I wasn't going crazy. I was right all along, But I learned to go with my first instinct and my first feeling. So.
Okay. And have you ever had to have I know you said you didn't really want to talk about the attachment, but did you have to have an actual, like, cleansing done on yourself or your home after an investigation?
On myself, yes. On my home, no. I've actually cleansed anytime I go into a house, like move into a different house or whatever. I would normally do a cleansing anyway because, you know, you don't know, not even paranormal, but you don't know the vibes that everybody else that lived there before have set in that house. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good, like, if you move into a new house, to do a cleansing anyway. So now I wouldn't want to do a cleansing on my house because my father had just passed away 2 years ago, and he passed away in the house. And I know he's there because I still feel him, you know. So I really wouldn't want to do a cleansing on the house anyway. But, yes, I have had to do cleansing on myself. Actually, for the same attachment more than once.
Oh, wow. Okay. And I'm just kind of wondering, because Teresa and I both have abilities, and, you know, different people have different forms of the way spirit comes to them. You know, I'm a very, I can hear, see, smell, you know, just about everything spirit. But my main thing is they come to me very vividly in dreams. What would you say is the main way they contact you?
There's actually 3 different ways. Like the strongest ways is what you said is basically the dream state, when they come to me in dream state. I kind of tend to blow them off that way because I just take it as a dream. But then there's been times where I've literally had outer body experiences and seen them right in front of me. You know, like if I was blowing the dream off, I was there in front of them. So basically, outer body experience, definitely they speak to me. And most of the time, it's that, I don't even know how to explain it. Not so much them, but they'll throw me out signs. They won't show me themselves, but they'll show me signs of some sort. So basically vision, you know, through my dreams, and definitely they talk to me. And I wonder how many people right now think I'm crazy, especially since I know people from my childhood are listening.
No, because the thing is with each of us that have a gift, which I've had my gift from, the earliest I can remember, I was about 6 or 7 was my first, you know, experience. So I've had it pretty much my whole life. And I'm getting pretty close to 40 also. So you know, we all have different ways that spirit comes and talks to us or gets our attention or, you know, whatever. So I never judge on that kind of thing. So, and I don't think anybody else should either. And, you know, so anyway, so I just find it interesting to know the different ways that people that have gifts, the different ways that spirit gets in touch with them. You know, some people, I have a friend that she's very gifted, and every time she has a landline phone that, you know, not a cell phone, an old landline phone that is not even connected to a service, and she picks that phone up and she can hear spirit through that phone, and there's no service connected to this phone.
That's amazing. That's
so,
like white noise. That's like the movie White Noise. That's just amazing.
Yeah, and it's just, it really is, because the first time she told me, I thought, that's a little strange. That's a little, you know, I've never heard that one before. And then she explained to me, and she did an EVP for me of the conversation that she had, and it was like a direct line to heaven.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really was. And the EVPs were, I'm talking Class A EVPs, so I never judge, on anything like that. So I just find it interesting to know the different ways. But
well, I'll tell you now, my father, I know he definitely tries to contact me through smell. I can tell you that now, because I only seen him once in my dreams, one time since he passed. But like here and there, like if just about something's going to happen, I smell, either the cigarettes he used to smoke, or like the cologne he used to wear, or the laundry detergent that he used to use. It's just right before something happens all the time. I was at the park not too long ago. I was upset, so I was walking at the park at night because I do stupid stuff like that. I did hear, because my nickname from him was Mickey, okay? And I can't believe I just said that on the air. But I heard my dad say in my ear, "Look out, Mickey." I turned around, and there was these two guys coming up to me, trying to, I guess you could say, talk to me, but they were kind of shady people. So I just got, I listened to my dad. I got up, I walked away, and I got in my car and drove off.
Mhm.
And that just recently happened, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm sure I've enjoyed talking to you. I'm sure we have many stories we could go back and forth telling each other, and one day when I get down to Florida, we'll have to all get together and talk about our, all of our experiences and stuff. But
yes.
But anyways, I'm gonna hand it back over to Teresa now.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm back on, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop Josh in too. So we're gonna have several people online at the same time. I'm gonna make a joke real quick to Mary, because she said something that I had to. It was popped in my head. I'm sorry, Mary, if I do this too. Did you say your nickname was Nikki or Mickey?
Mickey, as in Mickey Mouse.
Oh, okay. 'Cause in my head, I'm hearing I think it's, who is it? The Go-Go's that said, "Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine.
Yes.
Oh, my money."
Yes, that's what
there you go. Well, that's what I keep hearing in my head. So I had to say that to you. I'm sorry. It was like driving.
No, I love it. Thank you. Josh is actually right in front of me, and he's laughing right now.
Again, thank you for having us, and we look forward to doing more investigations with you. And I really, really, after talking to Regina, I want to meet her. And if anybody in the Central Florida area needs anything done, give me or Teresa a ring, and we'll set something up.
I just want to meet all y'all, because I didn't meet any of you guys yet.
I just wanted to thank Josh and Mary for coming on, and all the listeners, and look forward to working with y'all one day. And had really good conversations, and I think we got a lot of information out there to people that are either wanting to get involved with the paranormal. So I guess the last thing I kind of want to ask is, what would you tell people that are wanting to get in the paranormal? Like, what would the steps be for them to do that?
A lot of research. Actually, I think it was you that asked me earlier, Regina, what kept me interested. A lot of times when we do go on a hunt for new members, we have people that are interested, and they come to the meetings and the investigations for about a month and a half, and then they just drop off the face of the earth. And that's a big problem that we've been having. So if anybody is interested in doing it, make sure that it's not all fun and games, that a lot of it is very tedious, like listening to the EVPs and watching the video and going through the pictures. And it's not all Hollywood like you see on television.
And you don't always see something or hear something, and a lot of people, if they don't see or hear something the first time, they're done. And they think we're like full of it. But yeah, it's because TV shows all this, like, you know how they fake everything basically on TV. And it makes us, the ones that actually do the thing, look like idiots. So.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to go ahead right now at this point in time, because I know we're kind of winding down on our time now, and I want to thank you, Josh, for agreeing to do the show with us. Appreciate it. We hope to have you back on the show again.
Oh, I would love to. Sounds good.
Tell everybody blessings, and I want to say good night.